Hello, welcome pen friends. I wanted to talk to you about 4 things that are going on at my pen desk. Yes, I get distracted real easily by good ideas, by pens coming through the door, and then little parts that arrived in the mail and stuff like that. But I am still working on 2 pen reports that'll be coming out soon. So we'll move over to the pen desk in just a minute, but I'm going to tell you the 4 subjects. The first one is that I just got a Jinhao 82 in through the door. It's the little Sailor look-alike Jinhao, and I can't wait to show you what nib I put on it and how it's going. It's just amazing. And then also, on February 7th, I finally saw a video by Hemingway Jones. I actually jumped into a live stream to watch there because Wasky Squirrel had recommended his channel, and people there on his channel recognized me and started saying hello and all that, and gave me this wonderful greeting. So it was really kind of amazing. I was like, oh, I've really been missing out on this community. So anyway, over the weekend then, and I'll tell you why in a minute, I had a lot of time on my hands. And I watched a whole bunch of his videos, and the one that really got me going was, he titled it My Ink Library, I think. And he used a watercolor book to swatch out all his bottled inks. And it just clicked with me instantly because I have a gigantic box of ink tile swatches. And of course I have, can go to Ink Swatch to compare inks. But I often get frustrated going through all of my box because a lot of my tiles are from ink samples that I reviewed years ago, and I don't even have the ink sample anymore. And I'm just really looking for which of my favorite inks to put into my pens. So it was just the perfect idea because I like watercolor paper. I don't know why. A lot of people have written and asked me, why do you like watercolor paper when you're writing on Tomoe River or CVS Caliber? I've got 10 Tomoe River journals, ink journals, and it would take me forever to go through and kind of, if I was looking for the right pen for the right ink, other than memory, it would take me a while. So I just like the idea of taking your pen and going, let me go look through this little book of just my private collection inks and seeing what to do. So I'm going to link his video below. I really want you to go see his video because this isn't me trying to steal his idea and get views. I really, really think it's a great idea. And I'll show you. I can show you how it's working out for me. So the other thing is that the Yoseka Stationery order came in. So my Sailor Hocoro feeds, the 2 feeds I needed, they're in. So we'll pop those in the pen, and the Fude the Fude pen, the Sailor Hocoro with a Fude nib came in from Amazon, which it surpassed my idea of how fast it was going to get here. That's wonderful. So then the other thing, of course, I don't know if we'll have any time left when we get over there to talk about it, but these are the 2 I'm doing pen reports on. The online Airsoft is first, I think. I'm really impressed with this pen. I just wish I could try a few more different ones. I did see an old video by SBRE Brown where they had a stub nib even, but these aren't as easy to find over here in the United States. So I'm thinking that I'll just go ahead and do the pen report from what I do know, and hopefully you guys will be able to find them easier. And it's the best fine nib, one of the best fine nibs I've ever written with. And then the next one will be, because I did have a request for the Pelikan Twist to be reviewed, which I'm calling reported on, and that'll be a pleasure. That's really fun. So I'm working on those, but they're brand new pens to me, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I kind of thought about this. I thought, am I just trying to go play at the pen desk and not do the work? No, it's not that. These are really new to me. This is the 3rd week in February, and that's it for my experience with them, although they're great. And this one kind of reminded me of the Schneider Ray. Immediately I knew, oh, this is a good pen. Whoosh, it just wrote so good. So we will, before we move over to the pen desk, I wanted to explain why I have all this time on my hands, because I've been telling you about how hard we've been working on our kitchen floor project. Well, it's not a happy thing, but I think everything will be okay in the long run. But we've been completely stopped for a while. We had to take a time out because Manuel has crystals in his ears that get dislodged, and he gets really severe dizziness, and he had a relapse. So he hadn't had one of these spells since 2017. So he's pretty bummed about it. And we were like, I would say a full 2/3 finished. In fact, we got our new refrigerator delivered yesterday. The floor was all ready. And, you know, that half of the kitchen, I'm sure what the guy that delivered it must have thought. But anyway, he's recovering. I went and got his medicine yesterday, and the doctor insists on seeing him if he doesn't feel better by tomorrow. And he won't let me do the maneuver on him. I thought for sure he'd let me, because he's in moaning misery, you know. I mean, he's just so dizzy, and he's having to be in bed, and the meclizine helps some, but he has no other symptoms. So we're sure it's a recurrence, but he will see the doctor if he's not better, because I'll get his brother involved if I have to. No, don't tell him I said that. Okay, so I've had all this time, because, you know, if I sit there and look at the half or 2/3 done floor, I'm going to be crying. But it looks great what we have done. I'll share a picture over on Instagram and on community tab. It's going to show that there's one corner not done, and the part where I'm standing is not done yet. But we only have a little bit of plywood subfloor to go. In fact, we were ready to disconnect the gas stove. In fact, I asked him to do it Friday night, and he said, no, we better wait till tomorrow. And he woke up Saturday morning with this severe dizziness. So it's a good thing he didn't listen to me, because I wouldn't have a stove until he got better. You know, I guess it'd be an excuse not to cook. But we're going to head over to the pen desk, and I'll show you the Jinhao 82 and my little watercolor ink library book, and the Yoseka feed. And I think I said enough about the pen reports. They'll be coming. I just need time enough for the pens. I think rushing it won't do anybody any good. So I'll pause it, and I'll meet you over at the pen desk. Here we are at the pen desk. So this is the pen, the Jinhao 82, that I wanted to write with and show you. I'm not going to review it, but it is an amazing little pen, and it comes in all these different colors. Pen friend Sharon sent me one. And the first thing I did, I'm sorry, I apologize in advance. I pulled off the fine nib, because, you know, that's, you know, everybody knows that it's got to be a broad nib. And the thing about these is it's a standard number 5 broad nib. So I put on one of the little broad nibs from Goulet pens, number 5, and I had no trouble getting, with just the little lobster band, getting the nib that came on it off. And I got the this one off of a Moon Man. I need to get some more, but, you know, need is a strong word there. So we'll write with it, because that's what I really wanted to show you. And before we do that, the thing about this pen is that the last time I got this excited about a pen was when these Jinhao 80s came out, and I found out, you know, you could put on a standard Lamy nib. That is what it is for me, being able to have nib flexibility. Excuse me. So for my first fill for this little pen, the Jinhao 82 with a broad Goulet nib, number 5, I picked Monteverde Purple Reign. It's just a beautiful ink, and I've loved it for a long time, and I've ordered a 30 ml replacement bottle, because I already went through the large Monteverde bottle. And I have a lot of other purple, but I wanted to do, you know, to make sure I didn't run out. But we'll be coming back to the ink library in a few minutes. But let's write with this pen. Let's try it out. Okay, let's see if you can. I'm going to make this a little closer for a minute or two. Okay. So this is Jinhao 82 in black, with a broad Goulet nib and Monteverde. Oh no, Coco. There's going to be a terrible avalanche. Purple Reign. Well, you need to go back. There's going to be an avalanche. Oh, Coco. He is so big, and the desk right now is covered with samples and things. I have every bottled ink sample on my desk because I'm working at getting them all cataloged in there. Okay, let's try this and do it. Yeah, see how juicy that is? This is just a really comfortable and small pen. It's small. It reminds me of the little Sailor Hocoro. It reminds me of that size. I don't have that pen out right now because this is just kind of a fun video, a quick update as to what I'm doing. It's in no way is it a review. But definitely for the couple of dollars that this pen is, I highly recommend it because you can put any number 5 nib you want. And I was going through all my stuff and I realized I have some stub nibs. I have all the different sizes because I have some Opus 88 that are the number 5. So I could pull those out. I could work on that. But for right now, I'm super happy with the broad nib. And I just wanted to share it with you. Let me write again and see if I can show you how juicy it looks. Even if it's just a little bit of nonsense here. Yeah, it just really puts down the ink. It's nice and juicy. And it's, you know, a preferred nib on a little pen that looks so elegant and is such a nice, easy pen to carry and not worry about losing. So, he is a tenacious little cat. Okay. Anyway, I love this, and I'm sure you're going to be hearing a lot more about it on different reviews, but we're going to review student pens. So I just wanted to show you what I was up to. And then right now, what I think we'll do, we'll turn back here. This is still the ink journal, the Tomoe River paper. And I did write a little bit with the Fude nib. Let's see, it came in and it is here. I've already got it ready to go. But before we start with this one, I wanted to open the little container that had the little feeds that go on the other two. So let me find the ones that need it. I thought that was so neat. Now these are the Sailor Hocoro that come in the little box, and I just talked about this on, I'll link my other video. And the broader ones already come with a feed, but like this one, this is the fine and it needs one. And which is this one? Okay, this one has one, so we won't worry about that. That's the 2.0. We're gonna keep that and the Fude one put away. Okay, and then this one also needs one because this is the 1.0. So, I don't know. I think it'll be pretty easy to put those in there. Let's find out. Let's see how we got it in here. Well, got to be able to open it first, I guess. A little scissor here. Oh, now I see where it... Now I see where it opens. Oh, goody. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not going to save any of this. It's not going to help me. More packaging, more packaging. Oh, it has some nice pictures. That's good. Step 1, 2, and 3. Oh, no, Coco. That is very tiny. It's a very tiny little feed. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, my goodness. I'd be afraid of breaking it. So let's see what it says. Step 1. Okay, so you're holding it like this. Okay, just by the picture, it looks like we're supposed to stick it in there and then... Okay, it snapped in. So I'm not sure I really showed you, but definitely just kind of snapped in there. This is the fine nib one. Oh yes, you wait, you wait. He's El Destructo right now. I'm not sure if my desk area is even going to survive. I'm just afraid we're going to have something break. Okay, the other one is still in the little bag from Yoseka. That's all I ordered was one of each so I could put it together. Oops. They sent a sticker. And get into there. Yeah, it just snapped in. It was sort of like you're supposed to sort of angle it in and then snap it, but it was nothing. My pen friend Kathy is right. It's very simple, so I probably could have been snapping on and off. The other one, oh, now this is not funny, Coco. You get down. Now it's a game, I think. Oh dear. It's not a fun game for me because I've got so many things up here. And all day I tried to, you know, play with him, and that's my cat, and he just didn't put attention. Okay, so let's try this one where you can see maybe. We just kind of angle it in and snap. Oh, that was really easy. Let's see. Everything's good. It appears to be straight. Let's check the other one. Yeah. Okay, so now each one has the feed. I just feel better about that. That's the way I want to write. I want to write at least a paragraph or so. I don't want to run out of ink. So let's try the Fude one. That's the one that we didn't get to try together during the last video because I didn't have it yet. And I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was using, okay, Sailor Hocoro, Diamine Havaso. Okay, and that was right here somewhere. I just saw it. Havaso turquoise. Okay, we'll try the same one because I know that I was, yeah, I was using that last. Might as well stick with it. So that I can write on camera. I was noticing that I needed to hold it a little differently than I did at first. So I'm just going to dip it. Make sure I get it in there. Oh, I got ink everywhere. That's me. Paper towel. I like it a lot. I think I'll get used to how to hold the nib. And what I was noticing was, if I was up too far like that, it doesn't do so well. It's nice if I'm at the right angle, which, you know, a little bit more of an angle. So let's try it again and see. So this is Sailor. Yeah, I get a nice brush look. Hokoro. Fude. I don't have a lot of control over it yet, but I think I will. And that was just freshly dipped to a dip pen. But it gives a nice, yeah, you tend to get used to it after you write. Just for a moment, you figure out where your nice angle is, just right, and it doesn't take very long. This is a really pretty, really nice line. Yeah, I think you can see that. Okay, so that was the one that we hadn't written with. It just puts down a ton of ink. And with a little practice, my writing would be good too. I did a blooper there. A real turquoise blooper. Okay. So I guess you get the idea. It's really laying down the ink. It's going to probably write as long as that 2.0 did at least, and it's just really fun to be able to play with tons and tons of samples like I always have. And I don't have water here, so I'm going to be really have to be kind of careful, or I'm going to have a turquoise cat because he keeps running across my desk. Okay, next I really wanted to show you my ink library. I thought about what I could call it as different, but it actually is. I thought about the fact that for me, it's Chris's private collection. It's the inks that I liked so well that I got a bottle. Oops. I just want to make sure that you could see more because now I can use a wider angle and it'll be to our advantage. Well, I'll take this off. So I chose this one because it had the kind of watercolor paper that I use already for my tiles. Those of you who watch me know that I always use watercolor in 300 GSM, 140 pound. This is the kind of paper I already am familiar with, so it's not going to be so different from these. The difference is they won't get away from me. It's not going to be a filing problem. It's going to be an indexing situation, which I've already worked on that. In fact, that's over on the side here. I'm working on an index, and I'll show you that. Because I thought, well, that's good. Now, after I get all these in here, how will I find them? Well, here we go. Let's just get inside here. Yeah, I think you can see all the way across, and that's okay. It may be a little far up. So I decided to put in my top 12 from 2021 first, And I've done videos on this, so we don't need to go slow. This is KWZ Monarch, Bunga Box Lamont. And I just made notes, whatever I felt like saying. No pressure, just whatever I remembered. Like, I know I got this Fonto Plumo exclusive. That's where I got that. And I knew that this cost about $43, the Bunga Box. That's my most expensive ink, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then, you know, so these are my top 12 from that year, or from that era. The Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Gray. And this is pretty much my signature ink. Definitely gray is my color. And magenta, but kind of back and forth about that. And then Robert Oster, Lake of Fire. I won't show, you know, the whole entire book probably unless we go quickly. But I just had the most fun I've ever had. I just made a little square, like a 2-inch square that's hanging around here somewhere. I can't find it now, but because I'm kind of crazy about keeping everything straight. But if I make a mistake like this, then after that, I start realizing, yeah, I'm human and the book is not going to be perfect. That's the way it is. When it's shimmer, I made a big deal out of it here, you know, at the bottom. But there's 100 different things. I could even come in and add some things. But I have tiles like this on every single one of these. So if I'm wanting to get more refined or look at water resistance real good, I can. But a lot of times I remember that kind of stuff. I mean, I spent a lot of time with these inks because these were my top 12 first. And then my second top 12 was from last year, 2022, Mont Blanc, the Psychedelic Purple, Colorverse Supernatural. Let's see. Ferris Wheel Press, Algonquin Maple. I'll link some videos that make sense down below so that you can see that if you're interested. Kaveco Ruby Red. This is fantastic for me because it helps make sense out of things. It helps remind me of the ones that made such an impression on me that I wanted a bottle. There's Sailor Texas, my new favorite brown. Twisby Royal Purple, Detrimentus Alexander Hamilton. Just so many beautiful ones. And now we're getting into the territory, almost into magenta kind of, that is another one of my color signature, but gray is my black. You know, I really like gray better than black. And then Vinta Me Copa, even with all that green sheen, it's one of my favorites. Sailor Grenade. Oh, it's my favorite red. It just shades so beautifully. And now here we are. We've done 24, so that was 2 separate segments of 12 top 24. Then I thought, gee, Cross Violet. That's, you know, I finally got a bottle of that, and it's one of my favorites. I don't have a bottle of Lamy Dark Lilac, but I wanted to catalog it before my sample got away, and they may bring it back someday. You know, it's got that like a gold sheen. And it can be used to bring any other tile and kind of compare. So that's nice. I like that. I thought about doing a spread where I do 6 on one side and 6 on the other side of purple. I'm going to do that probably. But that's if I have any space left, because I'm already up to page 43 with this. And what did it say I have? I have 64 total. So yeah, I'm 2/3 finished with it. So interesting. So anyway, I just thought it was a really great idea, like one that I can't believe I didn't think of to do this way. It's so much more dignified for me choosing inks from my bottled inks this way. I could take my time, I could take it over to where I read and just kind of look and make notes in my ink journal. Like sometimes when I'm getting ready for Chris's inked pens, I just kind of look through all the tiles, but let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you what I'm dealing with. Yeah, I think I can. I'll show you what I'm dealing with in the box. Oh, heaven's sake. You know, this is what it looks like when you used to be a reviewer of inks. You end up with all these. This is hundreds. And so it's all by color. And it's pretty good. But, I mean, I can spend a long time looking for one specific purple. That's all purple. This is all blues. Turquoise, blue, black, and bright blue. This is all green. You know, it's easier with orange and brown and gray. Gray is a nice, solid, you know, clump of inks, but not too many. Anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. So you could imagine, and those are samples that I have some still and some I don't, but I definitely didn't put anything in here that I don't have. Another thing I did in here, well, if it was discontinued, I would list it, but if I wanted an ink, like I have only a sample of Pilot Momiji, but it's on my wish list, and that it's a good place for it in this book to put a little box and say wish list, because now I still have some sample. A lot of times when I like a sample, I go right through it before I even think to swatch it. You know, it's just terrible. And then Diamine Oxblood, I've never had a bottle, so I did order a 30 ml bottle. I had a little sample, and yeah, I noticed that that was Hemingway Jones' favorite ink, and I thought, there's a reason for that. Everybody talks about Oxblood, and I haven't given it enough like chance, I think. And then, of course, oh, this is one that was limited edition, the Van Ness Hissy Fit. These are all out of order. So let me just, I probably will have to do a separate little slice where I just go through this whole book sometime. If there's enough interest, I'll do that. But let me show you my solution for the fact that how will I find a specific ink rather quickly. Now, this is not complete. This is just in rough draft. But what I started doing was just making little segments for purple, pink, blue, red, brown. And then, of course, purple spilled out over here, and I'm going to end up with another page of purple is, oh my goodness. Seeing this is the way, I think, to slow down and realize, hello. I mean, I just gave away 3 bottles of ink, and I still have so many, but they're all so different. And I can prove it in here. I can prove it. I mean, they're not exactly the same. There's something about each one, you know. And even when you're talking about all those purples, whoops, now I've got it all up. There's just, after studying them for so many years, too, you start to realize, wow, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they make such unique colors. But I think this will be good once I get done. I'm gonna probably fold it and stick it in the back, and it'll just be a little index. Or I'll figure out some way to type all the purples and then glue it in the back. That was one of the things I thought. Why not just type purples and real tiny, because I've got reading glasses, and then I could put it here, because purple's the one that's going to get me if I'm looking for a specific purple. Purple and pink. The rest of them, you know, the little indexes could fit all in one little square probably, you know. So that's what I'm doing, and I was so inspired by his video. It just was like, I don't think I've had that much pen excitement for a while, because what it did was it took something that was so stressful and turned it into something really relaxing and fun, and we couldn't work on the floor, but I didn't dwell on it. I just started working on the book. So I did get 2 of them, because what I realized was I may want to do some samples too, especially if I'm going to send them on their way. I may want to have a record, because I like the comparisons so much. And the little tiles, they can get all over my desk. They can get they don't get cared for quite the same as a book like this. A book like this will be treated very carefully. It'll be with my ink journals. And in fact, they just stand right up with the ink journals. So right on my pen desk. So that's where I'm at. And the final, I think, I don't have my paper. I left it taped over there by the tripod. So these are the next 2. And I will show you that indeed I have been looking at this pen and studying it and writing with it. Let's see. And I have started on the filling in this. Let's see where we're at for, yeah, oh my. All you could get to see is all this mess on my pen desk. But I'm working on the Airsoft first, and then I want to do the Pelikan Twist. So that's where we're at on the project. And you know, I hadn't expected to have quite so many fun side trips, but when I found these, and this one's still still inked, yeah, oh my gosh. When I found these, and then when my pen friend sent me the Jinhao 82, and then when I watched the video and decided I had to have my own little ink library, I definitely went down a few side rabbit holes, which I'm known for. But we will talk about this more. I have more questions than answers on this pen right now. And yet it's such a smooth writer. But am I ready to do a report on it? Almost, I think. But I have questions. Like it came with a converter, and I don't think it came with it new. So I'm going to be working on a little more research. And wow, that's just a mess, huh? My desk. And I got to go put away inks that he dropped down onto the floor. You wouldn't believe this place. And find out what it is that Coco just, the minute I press record, he's on the table. So I thought it would be fun to just show you the inner side of my brain and my pen desk and what I've been working on, in addition to what I said I was going to focus on exclusively. So it's all fun though. I can only imagine how I'd feel right now if I hadn't had that little side trip while Manuel isn't feeling well, because, oh boy, it's hard. I feel very helpless to make him feel better because he won't let me do the maneuver. It's in his right ear, and I know I've had help from pen friend Marilyn on what to do and everything, and watched videos and stuff. But we'll see if the doctor maybe can work on him and we can get back to work in the kitchen. So that's, oh my gosh, 31 minutes. Thank you for being here, and please go and watch Hemingway Jones' video. My Ink Library, I think, is the name of the video, but I will link it because I was missing out, and maybe you are too, or maybe you already subscribe and have enjoyed his videos, but he has a lot to offer. And I think it's like when you find somebody else's perspective and it helps balance your own, it's just amazing. And sometimes it can like answer a question that you've kind of didn't even know you had. So I am really, really thrilled to have my own little book here it's a pretty high quality, and it's gonna, you know, kind of memorialize these inks even after they're gone, and even after the bottles are gone. And also going through here kind of spurred another topic that might be a video later, and that is bottles I've already ordered another bottle of, because I think I've seen other people do that, and I definitely have done that. Like, 5 inks that I would reorder. Well, I already know because I've already done it, and one of them was Vinta Me Copa. This one here, it's a really pretty magenta with a lot of green sheen, but there's something about how that flows. I said all-time favorite, second bottle purchased. Yeah, I wasn't about to let that not be produced again and have me without it. So anyway, that's what I have to say today. Hopefully after I screen it, I don't know how much Coco got in there and whatnot, but I'm a one-take person, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will get published. And I'll see you in the comments and on the next video. Bye for now.